and it's pushing past fear in business, and what exactly that means. So I guess maybe we just kind of start there, and
Yeah.
how do you define that?
I think a lot of times running a company, or basically being in any role where you're managing anybody,
Right.
there's stuff you have to do that you're afraid of doing, right? It might be letting someone go. It might be making a really hard prioritization call. It might be talking to like a really upset customer. It can be anything. And what I've seen is that a lot of times people get paralyzed by those types of decisions. Like they try to ignore them, they try to push them down, they try to delay them. And at some point I learned, and I'm a first-time entrepreneur. Like I've been doing this a long time. It's been 18 years. Started when I was like 22.
Yeah.
But I certainly felt so much fear in the early days. Every time we hit some new milestone, and then it would be like, oh man, how are we supposed to deal with this? That basically a lot of times, like there's no way out of doing the hard thing. It's just delays.
Yeah.
The most classic, biggest example is people who know there's a problem with their business, and so they try to sell their business, and so they think they won't have to deal with the problem. But in like the vast majority of cases, when you sell your company, you're still working for the acquirer, and the first thing they tell you is fix these problems, and then you have to fix them.
Right.
And so like you're trying to delay this because you don't want to deal with it, and then you still have to. It's so common. Yeah. And so when you start thinking about it like that, really what you want to do is minimize the amount of time that you're living with the fear. And so that means usually just tackling it absolutely head on. And I've learned that if I'm afraid of anything, I should run absolutely directly towards it as fast as I can.
Yeah.
And that is usually the secret.